Well, good morning, my people. Good morning. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aloch. The first was peace be unto you in Hebrew. The second was peace be unto you in Neo-Aramaic. Well, I won't be long this morning. I came to do part 3 of refuting Vocab Malone and his slur campaign against Hebrew Israelites. Mr. Vocab Malone, who just, he is like hell bent on disproving that we are Hebrew Israelites, that cannot be proven. That cannot be proven. It cannot even be disproven if you address the scholarly facts. I have already brought those scholarly facts out in my video that Hebrew Israelites are of sub-Saharan African origin or descent. All right, this video will be dealing with if the true if the true Hebrews are of sub-Saharan African descent, then who are these Jews? Well, let's let the DNA science and historical facts deal with it. It won't take long. In a court of law, and in law in general, when dealing with investigators or detectives, a confession seals guilt. The people that we call Jews, they are the true Jews. But a Jew is not an Israelite. First, let me make it clear what I mean by that and what they mean by that in the following confession. The word Jew transliterates to you a yod wa in Hebrew. It does not transliterate into Yahudi in Hebrew or Yahudia in Aramaic. Okay. What Yahudia means from Second Temple Israel, when Rome had invaded and named the land of Israel Judah, the kingdom of Judea, in the south, and the province of Galilee in the north. At that point, what was formerly known as the northern kingdom was then known as Galilee, and what was known as the province of Galilee, and what was known as the kingdom of Judah was then known as the province of Judea. Okay. So the inhabitants of Judea were known as Judeans. Not Jews, they were known as Judeans. It didn't matter what tribe you were from. If you lived in that province, you were a Judean. Likewise with Galilee, as we see that the Lord comes from the lineage of Judah, but he was declared to be a Galilean because he lived in the province, the Roman province of Galilee. So this word Jew is a false translation, and it is also a false transliteration. That fact is also confirmed by those who claim to be Jews. In the 1980 Jewish Almanac, page 3, it states, strictly speaking, it is incorrect to call an ancient Israelite a Jew, or to call a contemporary Jew an Israelite or Hebrew. So yes, I agree, we are not Jews. We are Hebrew Israelites. Hebrew Israelites and Jews are of two different lineages and races. So of course our Israelite blood does not match Jewish blood, especially the Ashkenazim, whose maternal lineages originate in prehistoric Europe. I will be reading an excerpt from the following article at nature.com, an article based upon the DNA results of the Ashkenazi, or Ashkenazim, or German Jews. Not all German, they are a bunch of different, European Jews banded together under the name Ashkenazi. Okay. This article starts under the abstract. I will post a link to it in the description. It states, the origin of Ashkenazi Jews remain highly controversial. Like Judaism, mitochondrial DNA is passed along the maternal line. Its variation in the Ashkenazim is highly distinctive, with 4 major and numerous minor founders. However, due to their rarity in the general population, these founders have been difficult to trace to a source. Here we show that all 4 major founders, 40% of Ashkenazi MT DNA variation, have ancestry in prehistoric Europe rather than the Near East or the Caucasus. Furthermore, most of the remaining founders share similar deep European ancestry. Thus, the great majority of Ashkenazi maternal lineages were not brought from the Levant, as commonly supposed, nor recruited in the Caucasus, as sometimes suggested, but assimilated within Europe. It's the end of the excerpt. I will link you to it in the video to read the whole article, which is very revealing. It is an article by a trained and certified geneticist with no so-called Black Hebrew Israelite affiliation, association, or anything. They are just, these are scholars. They are not even black people. These people do this for a living. Moving on to another quote from the Jewish material, the Jewish academic and scholarly material, not just some pseudo source. These are their own confessions, people. All right. Jewish Encyclopedia 1925, Volume 5, page 41 states, Edom is in modern Jewry. They are nothing more than Europeans and Edomites banded together under the banner of Judaism, a non-biblical religion that is against Yeshua, the Messiah. Not only that, they are under the banner of this so-called Star of David that has nothing at all to do with David. But it is the Star of Chion, or Remphan. Yes, Saturn. Next quote. According to Encyclopedia Judaica 1971, volume 10, page 23, Jews began in the 19th century to call themselves Hebrews and Israelites, the year 1860. We have all been fed a satanic deception, people. These people are not us and we are not them. All the DNA tests they use do is prove who Jews are, not Israelites. That is three different sources, three different academic sources, scholarly sources, from them, from their own literature. They are descendants that came from those who decided to claim that they were Israelites in 1860, seriously believe that they are Israelites because they have been lied to just like us. Now, as followers of Torah, we should not despise Edomites, for they are our brothers. I do not despise these people. They were given an allotment of land by promise, the land of Edom. And when Israelites came out of the wilderness, the Most High told us not to fight the Edomites because he has given them that land. And he used the Edomites to displace some giants, a perverted lineage of people, just like he used the Israelites to displace giants. He also used Moabites and Ammonites to displace giants that were in the so-called Middle East. And as he has given Edom land rights, he also gave Moab and Ammon, the children of Lot, an inheritance. And he told us not to fight the Moabites and Ammonites, just like he told us not to fight the Edomites. The Moabites and Ammonites are children of Lot. They are Hebrews as well. The Edomites among these Jews are Hebrews, just like Moabites, Ammonites, and Israelites. They are Hebrews, descendants of Eber. That word means descendant of Eber. Abraham was not the first Hebrew. He was simply the first to be called a Hebrew in the Bible. By definition, Peleg, son of Eber, was the first Hebrew, and Abraham is his descendant. Ishmaelites are also Hebrews. They descend from Eber. Okay, my point in saying that is the Edomites from among them are Hebrews. The Ashkenazi, the Europeans, those who have strictly European DNA, they are not Hebrews at all. They are neither Hebrews nor Israelites. They are converts to Judaism. So according to their own confession, and three different academic and scholarly sources from them, and their DNA, they are not Israelites or Hebrews. And we are not Jews, because Hebrew Israelites are not Jews. On that note, Mr. Cab Malone, Shield Squad, and all who follow him, I look forward to your response. I've made 2 videos and tagged you in both, and you asked me to tag you when I start this series, and you are yet to respond. You are continuing to make videos slandering Hebrew Israelites and failing to respond to these videos. Man up, my brother. Shalom.